Well, hello there. Sion Batson here from Sion Batson Tutoring, and in this video, I will be teaching you how to use the point slope formula to find the equation of a line in slope intercept form. A very important concept for 8th grade students, high school students, GED students, and college students. So let us go. Now, the general rule says if we have a point that a line is passing through and the slope of that line, we can use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line in slope intercept form. It's a very simple rule. Yes, if you have a point that the line is passing through and the slope of that line, you can use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line in slope intercept form. Yes, in other words, if you want to use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line in slope intercept form, you will need a point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line. Get the idea? Perfect. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the point slope formula and the equation of the line in slope intercept form. The point slope formula says y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. x1 and y1 are the coordinates for the point that the line is passing through. M is your slope. X and y are the coordinates of some other point that the line is passing through. But since we are using the coordinates of just one point, x1 and y1, yes, this x and this y will stay the same. So far, so good? Perfect. Now, let's talk about the equation of the line in slope intercept form. The equation of the line in slope intercept form says y is equal to mx plus b, where m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. This equation is in slope intercept form, of course, because we have slope and the y-intercept. But it's also in slope intercept form because the y is isolated. In other words, the y is positive and on its side by itself. So far, so good. So the general plan here will be to use this point slope formula to get this equation. That's it. How are you feeling, my friends? How are you guys feeling? This is fun stuff. Now, I am going to teach you 3 very simple steps that will help you master the skill of using the point slope formula to find the equation of a line in slope intercept form. Step 1, we will put the coordinates of the point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line into the point slope formula. Yes? Then step 2, we will use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. Then, step 3, we will add or subtract to isolate y. 3 simple steps. 3 very simple and exciting steps. How are you guys feeling? Now, let's get this party started. For example 1, we want to find the equation of a line that is passing through the point 1 and 5, and the line has a slope of -2. So again, since we have a point that the line is passing through and the slope of that line, we can use the point slope formula to help us find the equation of the line in slope intercept form. Yes, step 1, we will put the coordinates of the point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line into the point slope formula. Again, this y stays the same. Put our minus sign. y1 is 5. That's equal to m, which is the slope. Our slope is -2. Put your parentheses. This x stays the same. And our x1 is 1. How was that? Very simple step, yes? So far, so good? Now, step 2, we will use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. Remember here, we're trying to get this equation y equal mx plus b. And like I said earlier, this y is isolated. So we're on a mission to isolate this y. Yes? So we will begin by using the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. When we use the distributive property, we will simply multiply the slope here by both terms inside of the parentheses. Yes? So we'll first do -2 times x, and that will give us minus 2x. Then we'll do -2 times -1. -2 times -1 will give us +2. So far, so good. And then we'll put back what's on the left side here, y minus 5. Now, step 3, we are going to add or subtract the isolate y, right? Remember again, our mission is to get this y here on a side by itself, positive and by itself. To get this y by itself, or to isolate this y, we will have to get rid of this -5. Yeah, right? If I get rid of this -5, the y is by itself. Yes? How do I get rid of this -5? Well, I'm going to use the opposite operation or the inverse operation to get rid of this -5. Since this 5 is subtracting, the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I will add 5 to get rid of this 5. -5 plus 5 is 0. So this 5 is gone, and the y is all by itself. But remember, it's an equation. So whatever operation we do on one side, we must do that same operation on the other side. So since I added 5 on the left side, I must add 5 on the right side. If I add 5 on the right side, I will get my -2x comes back, and 2 plus 5 is 7. So my equation here is y is equal to -2x plus 7. How is that? This is fun stuff. This is simple stuff. 3 very simple steps. Now, look at our equation here. Let's put it right here. We have y is equal to -2x plus 7. So we have successfully found the equation of the line in slope intercept form. Our slope is -2. Of course, the slope stays the same. And our b here, or the y-intercept, is +7. This is fun stuff. This is exciting stuff. How are you guys feeling? Talk to me. I really hope you guys are ready to have a grand time. Now, very quickly, my friends, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and thank you for joining. Now, kindly click on the subscribe button and turn your notifications on so that you can be notified every time I post a fun, exciting, and easy to follow math tutorial. Yes, thank you. Now, let us keep this party going. Let's change our point and the slope. Yes? We're going to add some new coordinates. Let's use 3 and -1 and the slope of +2. Oh, nice. So again here, we want to find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Yes? The line is passing through the point 3, -1, and the slope of the line is 2. Again, we can use the point slope formula because we have a point that the line is passing through and we have the slope for the line as well. Yes? To use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, we are going to use 3 very simple steps. Fun stuff. Yes? Step 1, we will put the coordinates of the point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line into the point slope formula. Yes? Again, this y stays the same. But our subtraction sign, y1 in this example is -1. So we put our -1, and that's equal to our slope, m, which is 2, times this x stays, minus x1, which is 3. So far, so good? All right. Now, before we go any further, we have 2 signs here that are next to each other. And remember, whenever we are adding and subtracting integers and 2 signs are next to each other, we can combine them. Yes? If we combine a negative sign and a negative sign, we will get a positive sign. So let's rewrite our equation with the signs combined. Yes? So we get y plus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 3. All right, now, step 2, we will use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. Yes? Again, when you use the distributive property to get rid of these parentheses, you multiply this slope by both terms that are inside of the parentheses. Yes? So we first do 2 times x, which is 2x. And 2 times -3 will give us -6. So far, so good? And then we'll put back what we have on the left side, y plus 1. Then, our last step, step 3, we will add or subtract to isolate y. Remember, we're on a mission to isolate the y, or to get the y on a side by itself positive. Yes? So, in this example, to get y by itself, or to isolate y, we'll have to get rid of this +1. Yes? Since this 1 is adding, we will use the inverse operation or the opposite operation of addition to get rid of the 1. Yes? The opposite operation of addition is subtraction. So we will subtract this 1 here. If I subtract this 1, 1 take 1 will give me 0. Yes? So the y is all by itself. But remember again, it's an equation. If I subtract 1 on the left side, I must subtract 1 on the right side as well. Yes? So I will end up with 2x minus 6 minus 1 will give me -7. When the signs are the same, you add. Yes? But after adding, you always keep the sign that's in front of the bigger integer. The bigger integer here is 6, and the sign in front of the 6 is negative. So our final answer here is y is equal to 2x minus 7. How is that? This is fun stuff. This is easy stuff. Of course, again, we have y is equal to 2x minus 7. Our slope is 2. Slope stays the same. Our y-intercept is -7. Get the idea? How are you guys feeling? Oh man, this is fun stuff. This is exciting stuff. Yes. I'm going to do one more, and then I'll give you guys a chance to shine. because I know that when you guys are working with me, you're always eager to prove to your uncles and your aunties and your grandparents that you have mastered the concept. Yes? Now, let's do a point that has the coordinates of -8 and 4 and the slope of 3/4. Spicy stuff. We now have a fraction as our slope. Fun stuff. Don't let the fraction get to you. Yes? Don't let the fraction get to you at all. We will be using the same steps. Yes? We will be using the same steps. Yes? What are we on a mission to accomplish? We have the point that the line is passing through, and we have the slope of the line. Yes? Therefore, we can use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line in slope intercept form. Yes? Step 1, we will put the coordinates of the point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line into the point slope formula. Yes? So let's go. This y stays the same. Put back the subtraction sign. y1 is 4. And that's equal to m, which is the slope, 3/4, times x, this x stays the same, minus x1, which is -8. Always make sure you put the subtraction sign, then put what the x coordinate is, or you put the subtraction sign, then put what the y coordinate is. Always make sure you put that subtraction sign first. Yes? Now, if you see here, we have two signs that are next to each other. And remember, whenever two signs are next to each other, we can combine them. Yes? Whenever we are adding and subtracting integers, whenever two signs are next to each other, we can combine them. If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. So let's rewrite the equation with the two signs combined. So we'll get, this will give us 3/4 times x plus 8. Yes? Because if we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. Yes? And let's put back what's on the left side. Alright, now we go to step 2. We have to get rid of the parentheses. How will we get rid of the parentheses? We will use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. When we use the distributive property, we will simply multiply the slope by both terms that are inside of the parentheses. Yes? So we first do 3/4 times x. And 3/4 times x will give us 3/4 x. Yes? What about 3/4 times 8? Let's work at the side here. 3/4 times 8, you can put it over 1. This will give us 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. Yes? And 24 divided by 4 is 6. So 3/4 times 8 will give us a positive 6. So far, so good. And then we put back what is on the left side. Yes? Now, last step. We're not done because remember, if we want to get the equation in slope intercept form, the y has to be isolated, or this y has to be on a side positive and by itself. To get the y by itself here, we will have to get rid of the -4. See that? If I get rid of this -4, the y is by itself. How am I going to get rid of this -4 though? Well, since this 4 is subtracting, I can use the opposite operation of subtraction to get rid of that 4, or the inverse operation of subtraction to get rid of that 4. The opposite operation of subtraction is addition, or the inverse to subtraction is addition. So I add 4, yes, that's gone. If I add 4, what is left? 4 minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So just the y is here. And then I'll have to add 4 to the right side as well. Remember, it's an equation. So whatever operation I do to one side of the equation, I must do that operation on the other side. Yes? So if I add 4 on the right side, I'll have 3/4 x plus 10. And I'm done. My final equation is y is equal to 3/4 x plus 10. How was that? This is fun stuff. Let's put it here. Y is equal to 3/4 x plus 10. So my slope, of course, remains 3/4. And my y-intercept is 10. Again, our y is isolated. It's positive and on a side by itself. How are you guys feeling? Come on, talk to me. I feel as though I'm doing all the talking. You guys are just relaxing there, enjoying the show. How are you guys feeling? Give me some energy. Tell me how easy this stuff is. Yes, it's very easy. Now, guess what time it is? Oh, yes, my friends. Guess what time it is? Talk to me. Guess what time it is? It is your turn to shine. Come on! Your turn to shine. Hey! Your turn to shine. Come on! Your turn to shine. Now, this is what I want you guys to do for me. You're going to find the equation of a line that is passing through the point -2 and -8 and has a slope of 3. You're going to find the equation in slope intercept form. Yes? You will use the point slope formula to help you find the equation. You are working this one on your own. Pause the video, give it a try, then come back and let's see if we get the same answer. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in each and every one of you. Just go step by step and you will get the answer. Yes? Give it a try. If you need to, yes, you can always go back and watch the previous examples. But you got this. Give it a try. All right. Welcome back. How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling? Come on, thumbs up, high five, high five, high five, high five. Are you pumped up? I can see the confidence glowing on your faces. And like I always say, I love that. Because that simply means that you guys are confident. You guys feel as though you have mastered the concept. And that's very good. So let's see if you guys are correct. So again, we want to find the equation of a line in slope intercept form that is passing through the point -2 and -8 and has a slope of +3. The point slope formula will help us find the equation of the line. And again, we can use the point slope formula because we have a point that the line is passing through and we have the slope for the line as well. Yes? So let's go. Step 1, we are going to put the coordinates of the point that the line is passing through and the slope of the line into the point slope formula. Yes? This first y always stays the same. y1 is -8. So you put your subtraction sign first. Never forget that. Then put your -8. Yes? It's y minus y1. That's equal to m, the slope, which is 3, times x minus x1, which is -2. It's very important. Never forget that piece of information. Always put back your subtraction sign before you put the y coordinate, or always put back your subtraction sign before you put the x coordinate. Yes? Now, what's happening here? Woo! We have signs that are next to each other. And remember, whenever we're adding or subtracting integers, we can combine signs that are next to each other. So let's combine. If we combine a negative and a negative, we will get a positive. So we get y plus 8. Yes? Let's come to the right side. If I combine a negative and a negative, I will get a positive. So we get x plus 2. Life is much easier when we combine our signs. Yes? Now, time for step 2. Step 2, we will use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses. Remember, we're on a mission to isolate the y. Yes? Isolate this y. We want to get the y positive and on a side by itself. So we will begin the journey by getting rid of the parentheses. And how do we get rid of the parentheses? By using the distributive property. When we use the distributive property, we will multiply the slope by both terms that are inside of the parentheses. Yes? So we'll do 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times positive 2, which is positive 6. So far, so good. Now, let's put back what's on the left side. How is this? Do we have the same equation at this point? Do we all have the same equation? Very good. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. But we aren't done. Remember, we're on a mission to isolate the y. If we want our equation to be in slope intercept form, the y must be isolated. To isolate the y, step 3 says we will add and subtract. Yes? What are we going to add and subtract though? Well, to isolate this y, we'll have to get rid of this positive 8. If we get rid of that 8, the y is by itself. But how are we going to get rid of the 8? Since the 8 is adding, we can use the opposite operation of addition to get rid of the 8. The opposite operation of addition is subtraction, or the inverse of addition is subtraction. So we can subtract 8. 8 minus 8 gives us 0. And that's the purpose of using the inverse operation or the opposite operation. Yes? That 8 is gone, so just the y is left, all by itself. But we aren't finished. Remember, it's an equation. So if I subtract 8 on the left side, I must subtract 8 on the right side as well. Yes? Let's subtract. Positive 6 minus 8 will give us negative 2. Yes? Put back our 3x. So our final equation here is y is equal to 3x minus 2. Did you get the answer? Very good, my friends. Let's put it over here and talk about it. Y is equal to 3x minus 2. So again here, our slope is 3. Of course, it remains 3. And our y-intercept b is negative 2. How was this? This is fun stuff. Easy stuff. Exciting stuff. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you guys will find it helpful and useful. Yes? Until next time, enjoy your math homework and your math practice. See you.